Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's a Monday afternoon. I've left work early. At the moment it's sunny and I've got my OM1 with me and my 300mm f4, and I'm going to go and see if I can find some swallows. I love taking photos of swallows in flight, and today I want to try and get some photos of swallows diving down onto water and taking insects off the surface of the water. Not sure if I'm going to find any. Let's try anyway. So let's see what we can get. Thanks so much for stopping by. So I found the place and there are some swallows. Now it's a man-made bit of water. There's a campsite here and sometimes kids used to play in. So I'm hoping that's not the case, and there's a few farms around it. So I'm gonna look weird because they'll be thinking, what's there a guy doing with a camera there? People who aren't into bird photography are suspicious of other people doing bird photography. They just don't know, and that's fair enough. So I'm a bit self-conscious, but anyway, I've got to change, get some sun cream on, and then hopefully I can go and stand there and not be told to move on. I mean, I should be fine, but it's private land. They could, in theory, tell me to move on, but I'm not disturbing anyone. So, yeah, let's get changed and then get over there. Hey, it's super hot. I'm basically crunched down here because there's an old lady farming over on that field and I don't want to scare her or alarm her. Just she'd think like, what's going on? So I'm out of, it's maybe not the best location, but I'm quite low down, which is what I want. And I'm not sure if I've got anything good. There's actually, I came here the other day with my Nikon. I didn't do very great with it. There's actually a few more birds today, but basically they come, like 3 or 4 of them, dive for about 30 seconds and then they go off somewhere for 15 minutes. There's a lot of waiting around. Got 2 black-winged stilts there. And I'm playing around with the settings. I've got 4,000, I did have the teleconverter on, but I've now got it off. So I'm just F4, 4,000th of a second, auto area, the whole box, ISO auto, and I've got SH2, which I think is 25 frames a second. Yeah, I mean, when they come, they are so fast. I've tried to do some video, it's just a non-starter. I've taken videos of swallows before when they're over like grasses and they're actually slowing down, but here they are so fast, it's no chance. And I can't be bothered to set the camera on a tripod. So anyway, super hot, nearly, I think, is it October tomorrow? Anyway, it's still very hot in Okinawa. But this is just super fun for me. Luckily the sun's out so I can get that high shutter speed, and hopefully I'll get some decent shots. Obviously most of the time they're going away from me and I don't really, that's not a shot. I want them coming towards me with their mouth open, grabbing something. Hopefully the audio's okay because my vlogging camera's on there and I can't be asked to set it up, so. so hot. This is so tough, but sorry, the wind might be bad, so I haven't got a microphone on, but this is so tough to do. They are so fast because they're basically trying to surprise the insects, so they just come so fast. But it's super challenging and super fun, and I love it. It really tests your skills. I absolutely love doing it. I don't know if I've got anything, but really fun. Here they come. One of them comes. I'm trying to pre-focus, but it's difficult because where there's stuff in the water, I can pre-focus on that. When it's just plain water, there's kind of a reflection, and I can't pick it. There's not enough contrast, so I can't pick anything up to pre-focus on. So I'm pre-focusing on the algae and then moving over to where I think the bird's going to be. So it's not so easy. Got to have a super high shutter speed, and I've got barn swallows and Pacific swallows. Here comes some regular pigeons just coming in for a drink. Yeah, so fun. Right, the light's almost gone now. It was super fun. I'm so hot and sweaty, and I was sitting on really uncomfortable, uneven ground. I had my mat thing that I picked up at our dollar store, but it was still really uncomfortable. I'm not sure if I've got anything. It was so fun. What was really cool is towards the end, the swallows had stopped coming in, and a Ryukyu flying fox came in, flew into one of the trees opposite where I was sitting. Now, I only ever see Ryukyu flying foxes at night, so you can never really get a good picture of flight during the day. I've got some shots at night, but never. So anyway, he was in a tree, I filmed him for a bit, and then he disappeared and I couldn't see him. And I kept thinking, if he flies to the trees behind me, the light's still good, I could get almost an eye level shot with a green background, not a sky, because I've had shots before looking up, and I don't really like that. So after 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I couldn't see the bat flying fox, so I thought he's gone, forgot about him, thinking it would have been a great chance to get a flight shot eye level. And then a dragonfly came in front of me, and I thought, oh look, that looks super cool, but I see dragonflies all the time. Anyway, put my limiter on my camera to 1.5 to 4 meters to try and get it in focus, and couldn't get it in focus. And as I'm trying to photograph it, I look up, and of course the flying fox flies almost right over my head. Quickly changed the camera, and by the time I got a shot, it had gone at the back. It was overexposed. That happens so often when you think, oh, you might have a chance to get a good shot, and then my scatterbrain thinks, oh look, there's a flower there that I've seen a million times before, let's take a picture of that. And then the rarity that I've just seen that I thought might come back does come back, and I miss it. Anyway, can't complain, so fun to be out. Thanks for watching. If I've got any good shots, I'll put them up on the screen. But yeah, just an hour and a half trying to photograph super quick barn swallows and Pacific swallows. Super fun. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. Right, so here we are back at the computer. Now, the video you just watched I filmed on a Monday afternoon, but the Saturday prior to that I had been to the same location for about a 45-minute session late in the afternoon with my Nikon Z6ii and the 500mm. Now, the shots I was trying to get was of the bird making contact with the water, and here you can see that happening, and I was able to get a reflection. Now, unfortunately with the OM1, I didn't really have a chance to get this kind of shot because everything needs to come together at the same time. You need the bird flying at the right angle, you obviously need to get that bird in focus, and obviously a reflection was a bonus. So unfortunately I didn't get this shot with the OM1, and I could definitely go back in the future and spend a bit longer there, and eventually I would be able to get this shot. I got a lot of great shots in focus, but I couldn't get this exact shot, which is the type of shot I was aiming to get with my OM1. Anyway, so here is the one with the Nikon. It was 3200 of a second, F5.6 ISO 1800 Z8 Nikon 500 PF, and this would have also been the full box auto area with bird detection on. Anyway, let's look at the OM1 shots. So where I was sitting at the beginning of the video, the birds were often coming from over my shoulder and they were actually going away from me, so I didn't really get as many shots as I wanted. And it was only once I moved position, when the light was almost gone, that I got the better shots, and that's why I'm tempted to go back at another date to try again from that position on the other side where I could get closer. Unfortunately, on that day, as I said, I didn't get the bird doing what I wanted, or I missed the shots. So here I am on the other side, and I was a lot closer. And of course this is super difficult because I'm only focusing on about a 10-meter stretch of water. I'm not interested in the bird before it arrives at that water or once it leaves that water. So it's pretty difficult to get the bird in focus just before it lands and then get that perfect shot. There are other places near where I was sitting where there were lots of swallows on telephone wires. I'm not interested in taking shots of swallows with the sky background. It's a lot easier to do that, but I just don't think those flights are very pleasing. One of the best places to take photos of swallows is if you can see them at the ocean, where there's often an ocean breeze, which means they're flying slower, and you have the sea as a background. But unfortunately, there's no good location like that near me. So this is what I wanted. I wanted a green background with the bird grabbing something off the surface of the water. So here's a bird coming in. Initially, it's not in focus. You can see how beautiful these birds are. That red and blue is lovely. It's a little bit more in focus there, not quite there, and I think it's probably locked on by about here. That's locked on, and that is beautifully sharp. Being that it's such a small bird, I would still need to crop, which isn't ideal always with the OM1, but still, that is beautifully sharp. Again, nice and sharp, not quite as sharp, but still good enough. It's lost sharpness a bit there, it's lost sharpness a bit there, it's lost sharpness a bit there, it's coming back there. Yeah, that's nice and sharp. But most of those are in sharp, not all of them. So obviously I missed it there, it dived. I missed it. It's gone off, but you can see I'm quite close to the bird there. Now again, me being an idiot, I missed it there. Totally lost it there. Now there it comes back in. Now that is super sharp, and that looks great with that water. Again there, again there. Don't like this white thing reflection there, but again that looks nice. It's diving in there, so that is in focus at that point. Now sometimes when water splashes in front of the bird, you do sometimes lose focus on the bird. All systems do that, unfortunately. Yeah, so it's focused on the water there, still in the water. Now, I said during the video that I was at 25 frames per second. Obviously from this you can see that I am 50 frames per second. It's in focus there, it's right, so the bird has been lost there. I don't know if the water threw off the focus. Yeah, it's thrown it off there. It's coming back in there, not quite in focus there. That's getting better. That's super in focus, that's beautiful. But again, hate this white reflection there, but I love the water there. That should still be in focus. Yep, in focus. Yep. So they're lovely in focus. So near misses definitely makes me think that I want to go back again. Here we go. I haven't had a chance to edit the pictures yet, but you can see from there I did get lots of nice looking shots. So I'll edit a few of those. Unfortunately, I didn't get that perfect shot where the bird meets the water, but I'll go back again and hopefully I'll get it next time. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. And please say hi in the comments. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.